The Galactic Council Hall was silent. It was a massive space station, larger than many moons, floating above a dying red star. The light from the star spilled through the wide crystal windows, painting the hall in slow, dark waves of red and orange. The star was collapsing, just like the galaxy outside. Hundreds of alien species filled the chamber, tall ones with shining armor, small ones with glowing eyes, creatures made of flesh, metal, and energy. They sat in circles around a giant holographic map of the galaxy. The mood was heavy. Fear hung in the air. A powerful ancient enemy was moving through known space. Entire star systems were going dark. Planets burned. Fleets vanished. Civilizations that had survived for millions of years were falling in days. No one knew how to stop it. The strongest empires had already tried. Their weapons failed. Their shields failed. Their courage failed. Now, only desperation remained. A council speaker, an old being covered in silver markings, broke the silence. "We are out of options," the speaker said. "Search the archives, old maps, forgotten systems. Anything." Engineers and historians rushed to obey. Ancient star charts lit up the air. Systems long erased from memory returned as glowing dots. Most were useless. Dead stars, broken worlds, empty space. Then one system appeared near the edge of the map. It glowed faintly blue. The moment it appeared, the room went quiet. Even the background hum of the station seemed to fade. The name appeared below the system in an ancient language. It's translated instantly by the council systems. Earth. No one spoke. Several species shifted in their seats. Others leaned back, uncomfortable. A few stared at the name as if it might attack them. The system was marked with a symbol, not a warning used by modern empires. This symbol was old. It's very old. Older than most civilizations present in the room. The symbol pulsed red, and text appeared beside it. "Do not enter. Isolated zone." A murmur spread across the hall. "Earth? That system still exists? Thought it was erased." The council speaker raised a hand and the noise died down. "What do we know?" the speaker asked. A group of alien historians stepped forward. One of them, thin and pale, adjusted a data crystal and spoke carefully. "Very little," the historian said. "Earth was isolated thousands of years ago. Before most current empires rose, images appeared in the air. Old records, broken timelines, missing data," the historian continued. "There was no declaration of war, no record of destruction. Earth was not conquered." Another image appeared, sealed border around the solar system. Energy barriers. Automated defense lines. Silent satellites. "Earth was sealed away," the historian said. "Cut off from the galaxy." The council speaker frowned. "Why?" The historian shook their head slowly. "The records are incomplete, but what remains is unsettling." More text appeared. "No. Contact no, trade no, war no. War no, rescue the hall." Grew colder. "No rescue," one alien whispered. "Even during disasters." "Yes," the historian replied. "Even when nearby systems collapsed, even during known galactic crises. Earth was never contacted." A low sound passed through the chamber. Some species showed signs of fear, others confusion. "If they were not destroyed," the speaker said, "why were they abandoned?" The historian hesitated, then spoke. "This system was locked." A pause, because of the humans. The reaction was immediate. Some aliens laughed, not loudly, not confidently. Nervous laughter. "Humans," one commander scoffed. "The emotional ones. They fought among themselves," another said. "Short lives, weak bodies." "Yes," a third added. "Divided, loud, dangerous only to themselves." The laughter spread, but it felt forced. The historian did not laugh. Instead, they looked afraid. "Those descriptions come from later records," the historian said. "After Earth was sealed. Before that, the information is missing." The council speaker turned toward the central archive node. "Open all remaining files," the speaker ordered, "even restricted ones." The archive hesitated. Lights flickered. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a deep sound echoed through the hall. A lock older than the council itself disengaged. A single file appeared. Black. Simple. Untitled. The room fell completely silent. The file opened on its own. Only one sentence appeared, written in ancient galactic code. It translated slowly, as if the system itself was unsure. Humanity must never be allowed to rejoin the galaxy. No one moved, no one spoke. The words hung in the air like a threat. "Who wrote this?" someone whispered. "There is no signature," an archivist replied. "The author field is. It's missing." Before anyone could react, alarms screamed. Sharp, sudden, violent. Red lights flashed across the council hall. "Report," the speaker shouted. A sensor officer looked up from their console, fear clear on their face. "Energy surge detected," the officer said. From inside the Sol system, the holographic map zoomed in on Earth's system. Something was happening. Old satellites were lighting up. Signals appeared where there had been silence for thousands of years. Power readings spiked. "This is impossible," the officer whispered. "Those structures are ancient, but they're active." The system zoomed further. Deep within the solar system, something massive began to glow. Not moving fast. Not attacking, just waking up. The historian stepped back, voice shaking. "We were not watching a dead world," they said. "We were watching a locked one." The council speaker stared at the screen. At Earth, at the system they had feared enough to isolate. "Prepare all defenses," the speaker said quietly. But deep down, every species in the room felt the same truth. Whatever was waking up inside Earth's system, it had been waiting. And the galaxy had just reminded it that it still existed. The alarms in the Galactic Council Hall slowly faded, but the fear did not. The massive hologram of Earth's system hovered in the center of the chamber. Lines of data moved across it like living veins. Power levels rose and fell in patterns that made no sense to modern science. The council speaker stared at the image. "Confirm the readings," the speaker said. Multiple sensor officers answered at once. "They are real. The signals are coordinated. The technology is ancient, but upgraded." The words did not belong together. Ancient technology was not supposed to grow stronger with time. A military commander stepped forward. His armor was dark, marked with many wars. "And a probe," he said, "unmanned. If Earth is active, we need answers." No one objected. A sleek silver probe was launched from the station. It moved faster than most ships, cutting through space toward the Sol system. As it crossed the boundary of the isolated zone, something strange happened. The probe did not slow down. It did not meet resistance. Instead, old human satellites powered on around it. Thousands of them. They appeared from darkness like ghosts. Rust covered their surfaces, but their cores glowed blue. They did not attack. They did not block the probe. They watched. Inside the council hall, the feed from the probe appeared on the screens. The first images were calm. Earth's sun burned steady. The planets followed perfect paths. Nothing looked broken. "This looks normal," one alien said. Then the probe received a signal. Not static, not noise. A clear data burst. The probe's systems began translating automatically. Military codes appeared. Navigation data. Battle formations. The probe was being scanned. No, it was being read. "They're accessing the probe," a technician said. "But not hacking. It's like they already know how it works." The council watched as the probe moved closer to Earth. The planet filled the screen. Blue oceans. White clouds. Green land. Alive. Then the probe picked up structures, not cities on the surface. Below it, deep underground. Massive shapes, geometric, organized. "This is impossible," the historian whispered. "Those structures are planet-wide." The probe moved lower. The signal strengthened. Suddenly, old human text flooded the feed. Logs, dates, names, war records. The translation system struggled, but kept up. The council began to read humanity's past. Long ago, before Earth was isolated, humans discovered something in deep space. An enemy not interested in conquest. An enemy that consumed entire realities. Humans fought it, not with superior numbers, not with better ships. They fought by learning faster. Every loss made them stronger. Every defeat changed their weapons. The logs showed something terrifying. Human ships were destroyed in millions. But each new fleet lasted longer than the last. Humans adapted. The war ended with a human victory, but the cost was heavy. Human weapons grew unstable. Human leaders grew colder. Human minds changed. As the galaxy noticed, fear followed. The Council read the final entry before Earth's isolation. If humanity continues, the galaxy will not survive their future. The feed froze. The probe stopped moving. Why did it stop? Speaker asked. Before anyone could answer, a new message arrived. Not data, a sentence. Simple, clear, translated instantly. You are not authorized to remember this. The probe's camera turned, not by command. Something else was controlling it. The view shifted away from Earth, toward space. Something massive floated near the edge of the system. Not a ship, not a station, structure, black, silent, covered in human symbols. A listening post. Old, still active. The probe's systems began shutting down one by one. A final message arrived before the feed went dark. Earth remains isolated. Leave. The screen went black. Silence filled the council hall. No laughter now. No doubt. The council speaker lowered their voice. Humans are alive. Yes, the historian replied. And they never stopped watching us. The ancient enemy attacking the galaxy appeared again on the main display. It consumed another system. Another civilization ended. The speaker closed their eyes briefly. We sealed Earth away because we feared humanity's future, the speaker said. Now the galaxy is dying. A military commander clenched his fists. We need them, he said. Another council member disagreed. And if they decide we are the enemy? No one answered. At that moment, something changed. The hologram of Earth's system flickered. New signals appeared, not outgoing, incoming. From Earth, the council system struggled to translate. The signal was old human language, but modernized. Clean, controlled. A single channel opened. Audio only. The hall held its breath. A calm human voice filled the chamber. Not angry, not loud. Measured. You broke the silence, the voice said. After thousands of years, the council speaker stepped forward. We are under attack, the speaker replied. The enemy that once fought you has returned. There was a pause, long enough to feel like judgment. Yes, the human voice said. We know. Fear spread across the chamber. You know? The speaker asked. We never stopped watching, the voice replied. Isolation was our choice. After yours? The human voice continued. You feared what we were becoming? You locked us away. You erased us from history. Another pause. Now you're afraid again. The signal strengthened. For now, the voice said, Earth will listen. The channel closed. The council stared at the empty space where the signal had been. The historian whispered the truth no one wanted to say. Humanity did not sleep. They prepared. And somewhere deep beneath Earth's surface, ancient engines warmed and long silent fleets began to move. Deep beneath Earth's surface, the lights turned on. They had not been fully dark for thousands of years. They had only been dimmed, waiting, watching, listening to the quiet galaxy beyond the sealed border. Now the quiet was broken. In a vast underground chamber, far larger than any city above, human commanders stood before a wall of glowing screens. These were not politicians, they were planners. Guardians of a future humanity never shared with the stars. The main screen showed the Galactic Council Hall. Every movement, every signal, every fear. Humans had seen it all. A woman in a dark uniform stepped forward. Her hair was streaked with gray, but her eyes were sharp. They finally came back, she said. Yes, another commander replied. They are losing. The ancient enemy symbol appeared beside the council feed. Human systems tracked it with ease. This enemy was not unknown to them. It was familiar. Too familiar. Long ago, humans had given it a name. The Devourer. A younger officer hesitated before speaking. Permission to ask? He said. Why now? Why answer them at all? The woman did not look away from the screen. Because this time, she said, they are not deciding our fate. They are begging. Around the chamber, other screens showed Earth itself. From space, the planet looked peaceful. But beneath the oceans and mountains, humanity had changed. Cities were layered deep into the crust. Massive rings circled the planet from underground. Energy flowed without heat or sound. Ships slept inside armored caverns, built not for beauty, but for survival. Human children grew up learning history the galaxy erased. They learned about the isolation, about the fear, about the decision that turned Earth into a locked system. They did not grow angry. They grew focused. The woman turned to another screen. "Status of the outer defense net?" she asked. "Fully active," an officer replied. "Every satellite responding. Listening posts online. No system breach." "Good," she said. "They should know we let them see what we want them to see." In the Galactic Council Hall, panic spread quietly. The human voice still echoed in their minds. "Earth will listen. Not help. Not forgive. Listen." The council speaker gathered the members. "We must choose our words carefully," the speaker said. "We are no longer speaking to a lost species." A military leader snapped back. "We never were." The historian stepped forward again, holding the recovered logs. "Humanity adapted faster than any species," the historian said. "Isolation did not weaken them, protected them." "And hid them," another replied. A new alert sounded. Not an alarm, a notification. Earth's system expanded on the hologram. For the first time, the isolation border shifted, just slightly. The sealed line did not break. It opened. A single corridor appeared through the boundary. The room froze. "They are inviting us," someone asked. "No," the historian said softly. "They are showing us the distance." Back on Earth, the woman watched the corridor form. "Open one gate," she ordered. One ship only. Deep underground, ancient locks disengaged. Stone moved, metal shifted, energy surged. A ship rose from the depths of Earth. It was not large by galactic standards, but it felt heavy, dense. Every plate designed to survive the impossible. No bright lights, no banners, no markings of pride. Only a single word etched into its hull. Listener, the ship entered space slowly, not hiding, not rushing. It stopped at the edge of the corridor and waited. In the council hall, fear spread openly now. "That ship is ancient," a sensor officer said. "But its systems, they're beyond anything we have." The council speaker swallowed. "They are testing us," the speaker said. The ancient enemy struck again. Another system went dark. This time the attack happened closer. Very close. Only a few jumps from Earth's border. On Earth, alarms did not sound. Humans had already calculated this outcome. "They are probing us," the younger officer said. "Yes," the woman replied. "And they will regret it." She turned to the command staff. "Authorize limited response. Rules," someone asked. "Do not pursue," she said. "Do not reveal full capability." A screen showed the enemy fleet emerging near the corridor. Massive, twisted, hungry. In the council hall, screams echoed. "They're coming for Earth," the council speaker shouted. "Humanity." "We did not plan this." There was no reply. The listener moved. Not fast, just enough. A single human weapon activated. There was no explosion, no flash. Space simply folded. One enemy ship vanished. Gone. No debris, no energy trail, just absence. The enemy fleet halted, confused, then afraid. On Earth, the woman watched calmly. "Message to the council," she said. The channel opened again. The same calm human voice spoke. This was a warning. The council's speaker trembled. "Which could have destroyed them all," the speaker said. "Yes," the voice replied. "But we remember what fear makes you do." The channel stayed open. "For thousands of years," the voice continued, "we prepared for the worst future. You feared we would become monsters." A pause. "We chose restraint." The enemy fleet retreated, not defeated, not destroyed. Running the corridor to Earth began to close, slowly, deliberately. The human voice spoke one final sentence before the signal ended. "The next time we act, we will not limit ourselves." The corridor sealed. Earth was isolated once more. But now the galaxy understood the truth. Humanity was not hiding. It was holding back. And the ancient enemy had just learned why Earth was never meant to be disturbed. The galaxy did not calm down after the warning, became louder. Panic spread faster than any signal. Entire empires called emergency meetings. Fleets moved without orders. Borders closed. Old alliances broke under fear. One truth traveled everywhere. Earth had power, and it had been hiding it. In the Galactic Council Hall, the leaders argued again, but this time their voices shook. "We saw what one human ship did," a fleet commander said. "One weapon erased an enemy vessel without effort, and they called it a warning," another replied. The historian stood near the hologram, eyes dark. "We were not afraid enough," the historian said. "That is why Earth was isolated. The ancient enemy did not retreat far," they gathered. Human sensors on Earth watched quietly as enemy fleets merged into massive swarms. They learned fast. They always did. "They are preparing a strike," an officer reported from Earth's command chamber. "Not against us." The woman in command looked up. "Then who?" "Against the Council," the officer replied. "They will force our hand." The ancient enemy attacked 3 systems at once. They chose worlds close to Earth's border. Millions died within hours. The message was clear. If humanity did nothing, the galaxy would burn. On Earth, silence filled the command chamber. Every human knew the cost of action. They remembered the last war. They remembered what they became. The woman spoke at last. "Open the council channel." The Galactic Council Hall froze when Earth's signal returned. This time, the human voice did not wait to be invited. "You are losing," the voice said calmly. "You always were." The council speaker bowed their head slightly. "We ask for your help," the speaker said, "not as rulers, as allies." The pause that followed felt endless. "You isolated us," the human voice said. "You feared our future." "Yes," the speaker replied. "And we were wrong." The human voice softened, just slightly. "We will intervene," it said, "but on our terms." A single condition appeared on the hologram. Human command authority in all combat zones. Some council members protested, but another system went dark. The argument ended. The speaker nodded, accepted. On Earth, deep vaults unlocked. Fleet after fleet began to rise, not from space docks, from the planet itself. Thousands of human ships launched in silence. They did not form tight formations, spread out, covering space like a living net. Alien sensors struggled to track them. "They're everywhere," a council officer whispered. Human ships moved with calm purpose, no fear, no wasted motion, no hesitation. The first major battle began near a dying blue star. The ancient enemy arrived in overwhelming numbers. Alien fleets followed, ready to assist. Human commanders spoke once. "Hold position." Alien ships obeyed. The human fleet advanced. Weapons activated. Space bent again. This time, not once, hundreds of times. Enemy ships vanished in patterns, as if erased by an invisible hand. Others collapsed under forces they could not measure. The ancient enemy reacted. They changed shape, changed tactics. Human systems adapted instantly. "What are they doing?" an alien admiral whispered. "They're learning," the historian replied. "And humans are learning faster." The battle ended in less than 10 minutes. Not a single human ship was damaged. The ancient enemy lost everything. Across the galaxy, morale shifted. Fear turned into awe. Hope returned for the first time in generations. But humanity did not celebrate. On Earth, the woman watched new data appear. The enemy was changing strategy again. "It will try to understand us," an officer said. "They already are," the woman replied. The ancient enemy sent a signal. Not to the council, to Earth. The human voice listened. The enemy spoke in a voice made of many minds. "You were isolated for a reason," it said. "You should have remained asleep." The woman responded without anger. "You were never asleep. You will destroy the galaxy," the enemy warned. "Just as we feared." "Then you understand us," the woman said. "And you understand why you will lose." The enemy launched its largest offensive, not fleets. Reality itself twisted. Stars dimmed. Space fractured. Even human systems paused. The woman took a slow breath. "Authorize Phase 2, she said. Every human commander understood. Phase 2 was forbidden knowledge. It's built after isolation, designed only for extinction-level threats. The order traveled through the human fleet. Weapons changed state. Alien sensors went blind. For a moment, the galaxy could not see what humanity did. When vision returned, the enemy's advance was gone, not pushed back. Gone. Entire regions of space were silent. The galaxy stared in shock. The council speaker whispered the truth. They were right to fear us. On Earth, the woman turned away from the screen. We are done hiding, she said, but her voice carried no pride, only resolve. Humanity had stepped forward, not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as the final answer to a threat the galaxy could never face alone, and the universe would never forget the moment Earth chose to act. After Phase 2, the galaxy went quiet. Not peaceful. Empty. Regions of space where the ancient enemy once moved were now still. As if something had erased not only ships, but the idea that they had ever been there. Stars burned as normal. Space looked unchanged. Yet everyone felt it. Something final had happened. In the Galactic Council Hall, leaders stared at the star map. Large sections were marked unknown, not destroyed. Not damaged, simply unreadable. Alien sensors failed when aimed at those regions. The historian's voice broke the silence. Those areas are not dead, the historian said. They are finished. The council speaker sat heavily in their seat. What did humanity do? No one answered. On Earth, the command chamber remained calm. Human officers reviewed the results without celebration. Loss reports were minimal. Energy use was within predicted limits. The woman in command studied a different screen. A signal was forming. Not hostile, not defensive. Intentional. It's the enemy, an officer said. They're requesting direct communication. Several commanders stiffened. They're still alive? Someone asked. Yes, the officer replied. A core intelligence. It survived by retreating beyond observable space. The woman nodded once. Open the channel. The air shifted. Lights dimmed slightly as the signal connected. The enemy did not appear as a shape. It spoke as a layered voice, many tones speaking as one. You have confirmed the outcome, the enemy said. Just as before. The woman did not respond. You do not deny it, the enemy continued. You never do, a human scientist whispered before. The woman raised a hand, silencing the room.
Ow.
The enemy spoke again. When we first encountered humanity, your species was young, divided, violent. Images appeared on the screen. Early human ships, crude weapons, desperate battles. It should have been easy, the enemy said. You were not. The image changed, human fleets adapting, weapons changing mid-battle, strategies rewriting themselves. You learned faster than any intelligence we have ever faced, the enemy said. Loss did not weaken you, it refined you. The woman spoke at last. You attacked us. Yes, the enemy replied. Because we saw what you would become. The room grew tense. The enemy continued. We consume civilizations that will one day threaten existence itself. We remove futures that end in collapse. A pause. You were one of those futures. The images shifted again. Predictions, simulations, human technology accelerating beyond limits, human minds merging with machines, human weapons capable of rewriting reality. You were not evil, the enemy said. You were inevitable. The woman's voice was steady, and the galaxy, they were afraid. The enemy replied. They saw fragments of what we saw. So they isolated you. A quiet realization spread through the room. The enemy had not forced Earth's isolation. The galaxy had chosen it. You hid, the enemy said, and you grew. Yes, the woman replied, because you gave us no other choice. The enemy's tone shifted. Now the cycle will repeat, it said. You will destroy us. Then you will outgrow the galaxy. Maybe, the woman said. But you will still end everything, the enemy pressed. That is your nature. The woman leaned forward. No, she said. That is our restraint. Silence followed. The enemy seemed confused. We could have erased the galaxy after isolation, the woman continued. We did not. We could rule now, she said. We do not. We act only when forced. The enemy processed this. Then you have changed, it said slowly. Yes, the woman replied. We learned something you never did. What? The enemy asked. The human command chamber held its breath. The enemy spoke again, quieter now. You have become something new? Yes, the woman said. And you are obsolete. The enemy's signal began to destabilize. We were right to fear you, it said. But we were wrong about why. The connection started to collapse. Before it ended, the enemy asked one final question. What will you do next? The woman answered without hesitation. We will end you, she said, completely. The signal cut off. On the Galactic Council side, the human transmission was shared. The chamber was silent. They were not protecting us, one alien whispered. They were protecting the future. The historian nodded, and humanity chose not to become what we feared. A new alert appeared. Human fleets were moving again. Not toward the enemy. Toward the deepest regions of dark space. They're hunting it, a council officer said. Yes, the speaker replied. So no one else ever has to. On Earth, the woman watched the fleet disappear beyond known space. Final phase, she said. Humanity was no longer reacting. It was deciding. And for the first time, the galaxy understood the full truth. Earth was not isolated because humans were weak. Earth was isolated because nothing else could stop them if they chose to move forward without restraint. And now humanity was choosing carefully. The final phase did not look like war. There were no massive fleets clashing near stars, no desperate last stands, no burning planets. Human ships moved quietly into regions no species had ever mapped. Beyond charts, beyond history, beyond fear, the ancient enemy fled into places where reality bent and light struggled to exist. For millions of years, nothing had hunted it there, till now. Human fleets followed without hesitation. They did not chase blindly. They calculated, they anticipated. Every possible escape was already known. On Earth, the command chamber remained calm. The woman stood at the center, watching projections of dark space. Human systems mapped what could not be seen, predicted what could not be measured. They're compressing themselves, an officer said, trying to hide within collapsed dimensions. They always do, the woman replied. That is how they survived us last time. A younger commander looked up. And this time, she said, we finish it. The final confrontation did not happen near a star. It happened in a place with no name, a place where the enemy had once been born. Human ships formed a wide arc around the region. They did not rush. They did not threaten. They waited. The enemy appeared as a distortion in space. A presence felt more than seen. You followed us again, the enemy said, its many voices quieter now. Yes, the woman replied through the open channel. You could still turn away, the enemy said. You always could. The woman's eyes hardened. So could you, she said. The enemy paused. Do you know what you are about to do? It asked. Ending us will remove the last restraint on your future? We know, the woman said. You will stand alone, the enemy warned. Feared by all, we already are, she replied. The enemy's tone shifted, almost curious. Then why not rule them? It asked. Why protect a galaxy that once locked you away? The woman did not answer immediately. Images appeared on the human command screens. Alien worlds rebuilding. Children. Standing beneath repaired skies. Fleets returning home. Because we remember, she said. The enemy did not understand. Remember what? What it feels like, she said, to be afraid of the future. The final human weapon activated. This time, nothing bent. Nothing folded. Nothing vanished suddenly. Instead, the space around the enemy began to quiet. Its structure unraveled slowly, carefully, as if being gently taken apart. No pain, the woman said. No fear. The enemy realized the truth too late. You are not erasing us, it said. You are releasing us. Yes, the woman replied. For the first time, the enemy sounded uncertain. This is mercy, it said. This is an ending, she answered. The enemy faded, not destroyed in anger, not consumed, simply finished. The universe felt lighter. In the Galactic Council Hall, sensors updated across the star map. The ancient enemy was gone, completely. No echoes, no remnants, no return. A silence followed, then relief. Some alien leaders collapsed in their seats. Others bowed their heads. A few cried openly. The council speaker stood. "It is over," the speaker said. A transmission request appeared. From Earth, the council accepted instantly. The human voice filled the hall once more. "The threat has ended," the voice said. "There will be no replacement." The speaker gathered their courage. "What happens now?" the speaker asked. The human voice paused. "Now," it said, "the galaxy decides what it becomes." Confusion spread. "You are not taking control?" the council member asked. "No," the voice replied. "We will not rule you." "You could," another said quietly. "Yes," the voice answered. "And that is why we won't." The historian stepped forward. "Why protect us at all?" the historian asked. "After everything?" the human voice softened. "Because someone once protected us," it said. "From ourselves." The transmission ended. On Earth, the woman stepped away from the command console. Her duty was done. Human fleets returned home. Not to parade, not to claim territory. They returned to silence. Earth's isolation border reformed, but differently now. No warning symbol, no threat. Only a message visible to any who approached. Earth is watching. The galaxy changed. Fear of humanity remained, but it was no longer blind fear. It was respect. Earth became a myth again, but a different one. A reminder that power did not always seek control. That strength could choose restraint. That the most dangerous species in the galaxy chose not to rule it. Far beyond known space, the last echo of the ancient enemy faded completely, and the universe moved on. The story ends with a simple truth, spoken quietly across the stars. Humanity was isolated because it could end everything. Humanity was feared because it learned too fast. But humanity saved the galaxy because it learned when to stop.